Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be looking at the handheld Roidmi cordless vacuum. So this is going to be more of an update and what I think about the vacuum so far. So we've had it for a few months now, and overall it's been doing really well. So as you can see, it's been used quite a bit. We use it pretty much every day. There's some scuffs and just being dirty from handling it. It is white, but most of that can easily be cleaned up with no big deal. So we've been using it mostly in this state right here as a stick vacuum, and with this brush roll here, which is the multi-purpose brush roll. So it's good for hardwood floors and, you know, low pile carpets. So let's start with the positives. So the first positive is it looks great. It does have a modern style to it, and it's just pleasant to look at. So the second part that's great about it is it's pretty lightweight. So there's no issues of handling it for anybody. Even the kids can use it. The suction is also quite nice, and if you go into the turbo mode or the full power, it really does great then. Mostly we just use it on medium, which you do have to set in the app. This thing does connect to your phone via Bluetooth, which I've only used the Bluetooth once to set it up, and then I just left it alone. So it starts in medium, which is pretty much perfect for hardwood floors, and if you need more power to pick something up, we'll go into high mode by pushing this button and holding it, and it really does great then. So but in medium it pretty much handles anything, crumbs, cereal, whatever's laying around on the floor, picks it right up. So another thing that's pretty awesome is that there is a little light here, kind of hard to see, but whenever it's on and it gets darker, the light comes on. And so that's kind of a nice feature, like if you're going underneath something dark, it automatically turns the lights on. So overall it's a great vacuum and very easy to use and just a pleasant experience. Now, one of the things that we do use a lot from that brush roll is this little adapter here. And so we'll just pop the brush roll, pop this in there, and you're kind of on a long stick, and you can really go around the edges and pick up, particles along the wall and just in tight corners. So as a kitchen vacuum, this thing has been amazing. So now let's talk about the few negatives that this thing also has, which the number one nuisance about this vacuum is the charging. So the way this thing charges is you have to actually manually pull this little rubber piece out and plug in the cord right in there. So it's a little bit of a hassle. It's not a huge deal, but it gets a little annoying. So one of the upgrades that I wish they would do to this thing, hopefully maybe in the next generation, is make a like a contact style charger holder here that it clips into, can also charge it. That would be the ideal way of doing it. But overall, not a big deal, you just get used to charging it the way it is. So the next part that's kind of annoying is the canister here itself. So there's nothing wrong with the canister. It's a nice sleek design, and there's a button underneath that you push and it releases it. Now the issue that there is, alright, so there's quite a bit of gunk stuck in there. So you can see, guys, this thing picks up pretty much everything and probably much larger items than it needs to. But the issue comes when it's time to empty the canister, which is kind of a big deal. So it does have a flap here on the bottom. So there's a tab right here that you kind of pull on, and the lid opens, and your trash falls out. But a lot of times what ends up happening is, you can see hopefully there's a bunch of stuff still trapped around filter housing in there. And the issue with that is that they left too small of a space in between bigger particles to fall. Large things getting sucked up all the time, they tend to always get stuck in this area. And the only way to get them out is through the top here. And that leads to another kind of like a little hassle here to, pull all this apart. And it's, also gets quite dirty in here. And then you have a little metal handle here to pull the whole thing up. So, and then you can kind of, clean that up. So, and you can see the larger pieces fell in there. So, I mean, not a big deal. But, if you do vacuum a lot, it does get, clogged up in here pretty quick. So, not a huge deal, just something to consider. If you're going to, lightly use this thing, it's going to be great. But if you have like a big family with a bunch of kids and a bunch of cereal everywhere and all kinds of stuff like that, it might become a little bit of an issue. So yeah, this thing pops in there really easy. You just put it in there and it kind of just goes in just like that. Simple as that. So let's take a closer look at the brush roll and see how it held up. So I'm going to go ahead and disconnect it from the vacuum here. And as you can see, the window did get a bit, foggy, obviously. stuff flying around in there. So, and you can see the hose is also not huge. You know, bigger particles do get wedged in there once in a while, but we haven't really had any issues with that. So now another issue that I just thought of, and it's kind of annoying a little bit, kind of weird, but if you see this back end over here, there's like this plastic that sticks out, and that's where the wheel goes. It's kind of strange, but when you go backwards and you're like, let's say you pass the piece of carpet and you go back, this thing always wedges underneath the carpet right here. Starts pulling. Let's say this scenario here. So we have a carpet, like a rug, and then, you know, we go into the carpet. So if we go over like this and we go back, it catches on it. So that's happened a lot. Like you're just kind of vacuuming and then, you know, this happens. I think this design can be changed, a wedge of something, so it doesn't catch so easily. So that's kind of been an issue a little bit also. So if we look underneath here, our wheels are actually holding up quite well. So this is mostly running on tile, so it's kind of, you know, beating it a bit, but looks like wheels are taking it just fine. You can see it's quite dirty under there. The brush roll also looks just fine also. So, and as you can see, guys, there's nothing wrapping around the brush roll. There's a little bit of hairs right here, but mostly nothing is wrapping, and the reason for that is there are little teeth all back there that basically cut, you know, anything that tries to wrap around this thing. So that's a really nice feature there. And to change the brush roll, which we never do, is, you know, you just pop this little piece out and then it just pops right out. You can clean it out. So yeah, the quality on this vacuum is really good. It's definitely holding up to the daily task, you know, everyday use. So alright, so for the next part, I kind of want to show you right quick how it picks up. So we're going to just do it off the carpet here. So we got just some Cheerios there, and I kind of crunched them up. You know, there's larger pieces and smaller ones. So the way you power this thing on is there's a power button here, and this is your switch mode between the speed, medium and high, or low and high. So whenever you buy this thing, it's automatically set to low and then high, which low is not powerful enough for most things. So if you connect the vacuum to your phone, you can change it where it starts on medium, and that's what we got. So it's going to start on medium. Now the only thing is that on medium it's, you know, quite a bit louder for some reason than low. So low makes this thing very quiet, and high obviously is quite loud, but medium is louder than you would think. So let's go ahead and power it on medium here. So this is medium. Here we have the indicators and how much battery life we have. So we got 3 dots out of 4, so it's quite full. So on medium, it actually works quite well. See if I can get half of this stack here. You can see it does quite well even on medium. But for something like this, normally we'd go to high. And here you just click this, and it really speeds up. It easily picks this stuff up now for sure. As you can see, not a big deal at all. And then to go back to the other one, you just click this again and it goes back to medium. And that's it. That's the only 2 options you got. So while it's on here, I want to show you how this light works, and it's quite cool. It's actually dynamic. So as it gets darker, it gets brighter. If I move my hand over it, you can see it gets brighter. So that's a pretty nice attention to detail there. Alright, so we can see here all of our cereal is in there, but as you can see, guys, that, you know, it didn't make it all the way down, and that's what I was talking about. A lot of things get wedged in there and then don't come down, and you have to take it apart just to clean it because of those bigger pieces. So not a huge deal, just something to consider if you are wanting to get this kind of vacuum. But overall, guys, I would say that this is quite an amazing vacuum because it pretty much does everything you would expect it to do. So for smaller spaces, or like a kitchen, or like maybe an office or something that you just need to upkeep, this thing's excellent for that. So when you do buy it as a kit like this, it comes with a bunch of, you know, extra stuff here. So you have like a little flexi hose there. We showed you this, guys, already. You do get another brush roll here that is made strictly for hardwood floors. So if you were never going to go on carpets, this would actually work even better than the multi-brush that's in there. So you can install this into that and even have a better experience if hardwood floors is all your vacuuming. So you also have this really nice little dust brush, and you know, this is great for like around computers, and because these bristles here are very soft, so you can really get dust off of, you know, more fragile areas or like blinds and things like that. So you do get an extra filter here, a cleaning brush with actually a little razor in there to cut out the hairs, which As you saw guys there, it does not really collect any hairs, so pretty nice. And you do get a small motorized brush roll, which we did use a few times, like maybe on the couches or chairs, things like that, if you want to clean something smaller. So this is a really versatile vacuum, and it will work very well in a small like office, kitchen, or if you just have a small room. It's great for that. So alright, so this is the Roidmi F8 update of how it's holding up. Quite a nice vacuum overall, and we're definitely loving it. So if you're thinking about getting a vacuum like this, I'm going to leave some links in the description, so check those out. It's from Amazon. This is definitely not the cheapest vacuum you can buy, but you know, you do get what you pay for, and that's definitely true with this thing. So this thing is high quality all around. So if you enjoyed this video, then hit that like button. And if you want to see more videos like this, I do a lot of product reviews and other things. And also you can go check out my original review of this vacuum. I'll have some links here at the end. And I also have a lot of shark vacuum videos if you're interested in that. So if you're not subscribed, then hit that subscribe button to see more. And as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.